I'm MarzGurl.
I'm JoshKnightTheFirst.
I'm CosmeticQT.
So, today is, what's the date? April 14th?
Yes.
What was really, really cool was that we were able to see an early screening of Captain America Civil War. Like, this was so last minute and unexpected. Like, man, Marvel, like, this was not a thing that I expected them to drop on a whole bunch of fans. Like, 25 different cities in North America, and San Antonio happened to be one of them.
Yeah, and this was, they specifically told us this is a fan event, no press is here, no people to review, this is for the fans, this is for you guys.
Really impressive, and, you know, didn't have to pay for these tickets. There were no trailers at the beginning of this, it was just get right into it right at 7:30. Like,
yeah.
They even did a countdown and everything. It was like, this is actually happening. Oh my god.
Yes,
pretty freaking amazing. So what you're listening to right now is our spoiler-free discussion on the movie. We're gonna have a spoiler-included discussion, but that is not going to be released until the whole nationwide release.
Yeah, because that wouldn't be fair to everybody else.
Yeah, so if you're at all interested in what our general opinions are on this movie, you can feel free and safe to continue watching.
Yeah, you're in the right place.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Oh, good here.
man, 3 weeks early, and what a ride. You know, I'll just say base up front. It's a joy. This is not a bad movie. And you compare that back to back with what we just last talked about, Batman v Superman. Oh
I think I can safely say that. This is the antithesis of Batman v Superman.
Let's put it this way. These two talked me into going to this movie, and they talked me out of going to Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
And it pays off. It pays off, because I'll tell you this much. Everything that people complained about with Batman v Superman, you don't have to worry about any of that with this movie. And I'm not just saying that. I came in cautiously optimistic, even though I was feeling hopeful, but there was joy in this.
Yes.
There was action. There was humor. Everything was a payoff. Everything tied back in.
Which is not to say that it was a big comedy routine.
No, by no means.
Oh, heck no.
Oh, so much drama.
Oh my god.
I literally had to stop and go, okay, what's going on? Oh, right, okay. They don't care what's going on here. Any pay attention there.
Yeah, because I've heard earlier reviews say that the last act of the movie is what they call an emotional horror movie. And I was wondering, how are you going to deliver on that? How are you going to deliver on that?
Holy crap, did that.
Oh my god, they did it. I can't believe they did it. They totally pulled it off. They make the conflict between Cap and Iron Man feel real. You don't feel like one person's stronger than the other, because they're both justified.
I felt like both sides of the given argument of, like, we all know that they're supposed to sign this,
the Sokovia Accords.
Sokovia Accords.
That's known.
That's known. That's been told in trailers and stuff. And every argument that Captain America has, especially as it's told throughout the movie, you realize, nah, he's got a pretty good reason for not wanting to sign it. And Iron Man, Tony, has a pretty, logically, guilt-driven reason why he feels like they should be signing it and they should be put in check.
Yes.
And so you really feel like, man, this is not a black and white situation at all.
Not
you
even.
really do walk in, dead set on, I'm Team Iron Man or I'm Team Cap, but you literally walk out going, oh, dang, okay.
It wasn't
I'm
like
either.
that. Yeah.
It's not that easy. No, it's not. And then, you have the people picking their sides, and it's not just, oh, well, I'm with you because I like you or I've worked with you longer. No, everybody's got a rationale for doing what they're doing. Everybody. Which, of course, brings in, our new players, such as Black Panther. For anybody who was worried about Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther,
He
nailed it. He absolutely nailed it.
And I will say this, because I know I've said it before, I fell in love with his voice. It's like, oh my goodness, it's like, that is
He's
his
got the
voice.
accent, he's got the gravitas, he's got it down.
It's like, that was T'Challa, speaking, standing, fighting, that was the king of Wakanda.
So just 2 nights ago was the actual, Hollywood premiere of this film, right?
Yes, 2 nights ago.
There were people coming out of that saying that the Spider-Man you see is the Spider-Man that people have friggin' been waiting to see forever.
Right.
And for as little time as he appears in this movie,
which isn't a downgrade. He's in there for a sizable chunk.
Yeah. I mean, he's clearly not one of the main characters. Else, you probably would have seen him more frequently throughout the trailers as time went on. But he has such enough of a role that you go, oh man, he really is home, isn't he?
Yes.
This is where he belongs.
Yes, absolutely.
He was done justice. So perfect justice.
All I gotta say is, welcome home, Underoos. We love you. Mwah.
Yes, and the audience will be very happy, very pleased. I don't think he was overused. I don't think he was underused. They knew just how to use him, and that felt so good. You saw me so many times when they got something right for him. I'm just like, yes!
I literally had to do this throughout half the movie.
Yeah, to try and hold me back. Because my joy.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. There was joy in this. There was payoff in this. The action was impeccable.
Everything truly, as they said, is full circle in more than one way. Right from the settings to right down to the witty banter between Bucky and Steve. It was amazing.
That fight choreography, I think, is probably some of the best parts of the movie. Throughout the movie, you know, it's not all fighting, but it never drags.
No, it does not drag.
I think perhaps my only complaint about the fight choreography is that, like, obviously they got stunt doubles, but, like, man, Scarlett Johansson's was just so obvious to me. The most obvious thing in that whole movie.
But that's a minor nitpick.
Yeah, it's so minor. It's not like it ruined the movie or took me out of it, but I was just like, yeah, you're definitely not the same person. But it didn't wreck anything for me.
But that's a minor thing. Really, coming out of it, there's just one or two minor nitpicks that you can get past.
They're
like
so small.
Nothing really detracts from this movie. Nothing was so bad that you're like, okay, this is Iron Man 3 all over again. I'm out. No, it was nothing like that.
The only other thing that, you know, I wasn't thrilled about it, but I didn't hate it, was just that I kind of saw everything coming. Nothing surprised me. I'll phrase it that way, that everything was pretty easy to read, but that's because I watch a lot of media. You know, media tells you how to already foresee and expect a whole lot of things. And I am somewhat already familiar with where these characters are going. However, that is not to say that the presentation and the roadmap that they followed to get there was not the most enjoyable way to watch it, despite the fact that I was like, oh, so that's what's coming next, huh? Oh, I like how you got there.
That's exactly how I was reacting.
It's like, they give you an idea, like, here's your trip, okay, here's where you're going, and here's how we're getting there. And that's what makes you enjoy the movie.
Trip,
it's not that you not know what's going on, it's the turns and twists that they take you on in order to get there, because you know, oh, this is coming. Wait, we're doing what? Ooh, I like this.
I guess the best analogy is, for lack of a better term, a roller coaster. When you get on, you see where everything's gonna twist, but it's not nearly the same thing as being on it and feeling those twists. And they make you feel. Oh, they make you feel.
Oh, the feels.
Oh God, I certain points got each of us differently, but that I think shows that there was something in it for everybody.
Yeah.
That it's not just gonna one-note one person.
Because each of these characters are such, by this point, especially if you've been watching the Marvel movies all the way up until this point, you see how each character has been developed into their own varied human being.
Yes.
And thus you can see a part of yourself in somebody, if not everybody, little bits and pieces of something you can see within yourself. I do think, of course, this would be a terrible movie for anybody who has not watched any of these movies prior to this to get into.
If you want to get off on just spectacle, you will certainly get that here.
Yeah.
But it is very much a payoff to longtime Marvel fans who have been watching since Iron Man and watching all this build. That's the beauty of it, because if you're there from the beginning of the journey to now, the payoff, especially, like, I don't think it's the biggest spoiler, because some people are at least going to mention it, the airport sequence. Just that entire sequence.
Well, we know that there is an airport sequence because of trailers.
Right.
So,
but, oh my God, y'all don't even know yet. You guys don't even know.
You guys don't know. I mean, honestly, I can honestly say this. It is not what you expect.
Now, furthermore, it's better. I will say it's what I expected from these trailers in that it really feels like an Avengers movie to me, leaning on the side of Captain America. But that is not to say that it is bad.
No.
I think it is still very well done and still manages to be a Captain America movie.
Yes, absolutely.
It's one of the things I was worried about. I was worried that everyone was trying to take the spotlight away from Captain America, but speaking as a Cap hardcore fangirl, he got what he deserved.
Well, yeah, because by the end of it, you know, even though you've gone through all of these, like you say, twists and turns and, you know, different forks in the road, at the end, you know it's still Steve's story.
Yeah.
You know, they've still got the focus on him, and, you know, my hat, I'm not wearing one, but my hat would be off to the Russos. They did it again.
Yeah.
They absolutely did it again, and I have nothing but the highest faith in them for Infinity War.
Oh yes.
There's a mid-credit scene, not gonna say what it is, but it exists, so don't leave in the credits. We had been told that there are more end credit scenes.
We only saw
and
one.
we only saw one. So I kind of have this feeling like maybe we're gonna have to go back and talk about it again at another point in time. But yeah, there was not an after credit scene for us. So if
Right.
anybody's going to be talking about that later, that's just not something that we've seen. Our whole audience was disappointed.
Yeah, because we...
And we mean our whole audience.
yeah.
Stan Lee's cameo, of course, he gets one.
He gets one.
And
Yeah, and it's
It's
hilarious.
going to stick with people.
good as always.
Good as always.
It's good as always. It's going to be repeatable.
Yes, very repeatable.
Gosh, I'm so hesitant to say anything else for
Then-
lack of wanting to spoil things for folks.
Then I think we can wrap it up there, because really, that's as much as we can say without ruining it for everybody else. Just know, if you have faith in this movie, it's well-founded. It is worth
oh
it.
yes.
2.5 hours, but never drags, feels very well paced the whole way through.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You
Love it.
absolutely get your money's worth.
It doesn't feel too long.
No, not at all.
Well, we shouldn't say we got our money's worth considering it was free.
Well,
That's
see,
true.
this is the thing. We already had bought
Good
tickets.
show, Disney Marvel. Good
Yes,
show.
we had already bought tickets for when it actually comes out. I already feel like I need a third viewing after watching it this time. Like, I wish I'd paid money for that because it was so good.
Yeah.
So good. So I think we can kind of wrap it up there.
We'll do that then.
Just to keep
Oh,
it nice
yes.
and tight. But yes,
You guys have
definitely-
something to look forward to
Have fun.
come May 5th/6th.
Oh, you're gonna have fun.
Woo!
Ooh.
Whee!
Yes.
Good
Woo,
time.
woo, woo. That's all I gotta say.
Good job, Marvel.
Yes.
You guys brought it home. Good job.
All right, so I guess that's all from us right now. I guess you can tune in again in 3 weeks when you guys see the full spoiler video. But until then, keep your hopes up because they will pay off.
Oh yes.
Yes.